Whatever. Just, yeah, you can go ahead and get us started. Get started. We're live. Oh, he got us started. Hey, what's up, everybody? That's giving me time. Get started. Well, hey, we're not in the studio, but we're here. Welcome to the Vintage House Show. I'm DJ Lori Branch with my co-host, Mega Kevin McFall.
Hey,
and,
hey.
Studio's closed. It's summertime at Northwestern, which is where we do our show. So what's up, Kevin?
Hey, Lori. It's good to see you. It would be even better being in studio at the station with you, but I'll take any moment with my co-host.
Oh, ditto. Well, I hope everybody's doing okay out there. I wanted to let you know we are going to start off the show by just saying a very special, sincere condolences to the family of Spencer Lee Jr. We know this is affecting the hearts and minds of a lot of Chicagoans today. So many in our community were very close to him and hold him very dear in our hearts. And so just our sincerest condolences. I know that this was a big loss for Chicago, and indeed his family has such a major legacy in this city and really around the world. Kevin, did you want to say anything?
I would add to that sentiment that we are, as a city, mourning broadly this loss. The family, as you noted, has a tremendous legacy of service and love and compassion. But Spencer, in particular, has contributed and become such a pillar, a friend. He was my fraternity brother, and he also was there supporting our family through some of our losses. And he will be sorely missed, to say the least. To say the least. So, with that, maybe just taking a moment of silence in remembrance of our friend, brother, community pillar, Spencer Lee Jr. Yeah. So, with that, with
Thanks,
us
Kevin.
being a community focused program, right? You've got some great things to talk about for our community, right? Especially the house community and certainly
Well,
Chicago music.
absolutely. It's summer's feel like it's taken forever to get here. It is still spring. Chippy sent me a note like "Happy Summer." I'm like, Chip, it's not summer yet. We're still in spring technically until June 21st. So it's
Summer
coming.
solstice.
So it's starting to feel like summer. It's warm in Chicago. Warmer today. I got to sit out on my front porch and like take in the rays, and it's going to be heating up for the weekend. We got the Blues Fest coming up. I know that's not house, but I'm going to be there. My cousin Billy Branch and Sons of Blues and his friends are there. So, we're going to be there Saturday to support him and all the artists. So I say, first of all, Blues and Blues Fest on Saturday. I will be there with picnic and drink in hand. So come on and join me if you like. But so much is going on. We can go through the list, and we're going to have some special guests joining us. So we'll stay tuned for that. Before we get started, I want to talk about what is making us happy with these summer events. And you can only base that on what has made you happy in the past. So, Kevin, I'll start by asking you, what is the best people watching spot of all of the house music? You had to pick one spot this summer where you just want to, you might not even dance. People who doesn't like to dance, you like to kind of stand on the side and do the grandma dance. But where do people go to watch folks? What's the best people watching party all summer?
I'm gonna cheat in a way.
Is that a hard one?
No. I'm gonna cheat because this past weekend, as I understand it, there were two hot locations: Room 43 in Bronzeville and Navy Pier. Navy Pier had to have been the
Okay.
spot for a variety of reasons. It's a central tourist stop for Chicago visitors, but Room 43, for those who know. Lori and Craig Loftus were
Yeah.
there this past weekend.
Well, you know what? At least okay. 43 was fun. We just did that the other night.
Yeah, how was that?
I like the new pier for people watching. I think that's really a good, Kevin, because people who don't traditionally get into house music seem to get into it. And I saw a lot of really great parties that were happening. Hey, Lisa, summertime shy started at the beach. The beach parties are the best. I would agree. I like the beach party. I have to tell, they feel like, I don't know. I sometimes when they get so crowded, I get a little edgy. I think that's my crowd. I believe it. So I think this is the problem with going. I don't know. It's my internet or yours or.
Yeah, it I don't know, it's coming in and out, but
Can you see me, Kevin?
I can see you. You're doing the robot a little bit there. Uh but yes, I'm going to see if I can make an adjustment on my end just to make sure it's not my internet. But what I will also do is uh, take
Cool.
myself off video for a
I'll
moment.
try to connect. So I'm still here, but I think Kevin's not live, or I'm not live. Well, anyway, thank you for watching. We are going to be talking about best summer events. If you had to rank the number one, which one would you rank? And I know that's really tough to do. There he is. He's back. Hey, Kev. Can you hear me?
Yes,
All right, cool, baby. All right, you're back. So I'm not sure if it's you or me, but we're trying to make it do what it do.
absolutely.
So I was saying number one event. I think we talked about people watching. Navy Pier is a great place to do that. Some of the clubs on the South Side. I want you to think about yourself as a DJ. Now, people don't know this, but Mega's back out there. I don't know if everybody knows you're DJing. Uh, what are you going to be doing this summer?
Well, I am a limited audience DJ at the moment because I got to put in the work. We've had many guests on this show talk about, people want that instant gratification as a DJ, even though my DJing goes back to the 80s. When you take a break, you gotta,
Mm-hmm.
still come back and build. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm building. I'm taking a few of these little corporate, private affair events, sprinkled with a little dash of the Chicago various departments, like the Department of Aviation. Just coming off of a great
Okay,
set at O'Hare. And so I'll hope to be back at Midway or
that's
O'Hare
right.
Airport later this summer.
So we're talking about places to people watch. What's it like when you're playing at O'Hare Airport? How are people? Are people being receptive to like hearing house music when they're walking through the concourse?
I'm glad you asked because I haven't posted video of any of those sets yet. Um, our DJ brother Cliff Towns also has been playing the
Mhm.
airport circuit, and
Okay.
we both find that travelers, it's a mixed bag. Some travelers
Uh-huh.
will literally drop their bags and dance, particularly if they've got a layover, of course. um,
No
others
way.
others will um, like wave their hands in the air and shake them like they just don't care, uh, or
Uh-huh.
give a thumbs up. But very often they're just leaning over the booth and saying, "Thank you. Thank you for bringing us this music, which is
Mhm.
Chicago music." That a lot of people get it now. They get that house
Yeah,
music is a
that's great.
Chicago export. Yeah.
That's
So
what's up. I'm so glad to hear that, because I was wondering, how that was gonna work out,
it's
but
not the
they've been receptive to you.
they've been receptive. It's not the opportunity that those of you who have been consistently playing to audiences, it's not the same experience because these people are literally commuting, they're in transit, as opposed to having a captive audience. So that's a different dimension to playing the airports. Your effort is to create a moment as opposed to stringing along and creating a story and an experience that's um has some duration to it. It's more of an effort to create a moment in which you can capture
Mhm.
people that are rushing to get to their next flight, or those who are anxious to get to their destination and are moving through.
That's great. That's great. I don't wanna leave the site. This is, uh this is acting weird. This is a problem about not being in studio. Lisa, you still hanging with us? You know what I'm talking about. All right, I want to get a couple more responses from you before our hosts jump in. And if anyone else is watching, we were asking a couple questions. What's the best place to watch people? I would ask you this one, Kevin. If someone is coming to Chicago for the first time, last time, middle time, well, not maybe, hopefully not the last time, but if they've been here many times, what would be their best visitor experience? If you had to tell them you're here for the weekend, where do you need to go?
Now that's a tough one because I am not the nightlife person. Ironically, being a DJ, I'll do day parties and such a lot. I think I'm moving back towards that space, but I've had
Mm-hmm.
life's been lifing and requiring various responsibilities, so I hadn't been out as much. However, I follow a lot of what's happening, and what I see, particularly coming up through the summer, which, as you know, that we're not there yet, but the beach fronts, the piers, the um, South Shore, Rainbow Beach, Pier 31, those spots for the summer months, because of course, during all the other months of the year, the weather's not as conducive, and people are really coming out of hibernation to go to spend the time on what most people consider the third coast. Our Lake Michigan beaches are extraordinary and exceptional. And then when you add a dose of house music, get out, right? We are the capital of great party experiences. So that would be one recommendation I would make to someone visiting Chicago during the summer months.
Kev. I think it kicked me out, but yeah, thank you for bringing me back in this glitchy computer business. If you had to say what's an underrated event, so there. One thing that I love about our community is there are so many things to do. Any day of the week you're going to find some place to go, and that wasn't always the case. And there are places that I think are underrated. They're underutilized. People are not sort of aware of it. And there's a lot of competition. I think about we have some Saturday nights you can go to one of five different dance clubs, house music and disco, everything. What would you say is sort of underrated? And Lisa, I see you're on. Why don't you give us your comments too? Anything that you would think is an underrated event or club in Chicago? We sleeping
Yep.
on it.
Underrated, I think. There's been a movement that a lot of the promoters have been building out as they test some venues. So, when we were coming up, it was sort of the South Loop and downtown and the North Side. I think our South Side
Mm-hmm.
venue experiences have really picked up and are not necessarily fully embraced yet. I mean, we've got the Lodge Entertainment Group, we've got Renaissance. I
Mm-hmm.
mentioned earlier the Haven or Room 43 and the Haven. Uh, so we've got some
Mm-hmm.
places to be patronized right on the south side of Chicago, not a far commute, easy
Right.
parking, and I think those are underrated and need some love.
Yeah, I would agree. I also think that we got to move around the city a lot more. And I get to do that, because I'm playing in different places. So I played downtown and North Side. Lodge is definitely underrated. And Craig would love to hear that because he says that Craig says this all the time. So Craig Loft is the sort of proprietor of that brand, and he says that all the time. He's like, I am giving like serious music, serious atmosphere, and some nights it's great and some nights it's kind of thin, and he's just wondering sort of what is the magic that makes that happen. And Lisa, since you're here, it would be good to hear your thoughts on that. So like, how are people curating a space that is consistently good? And I know that there's a few, but it does take time. You have to build it over year after year. I was reading this book. Have I read the book Good to Great? I'm doing it for my day job. And one of the things that they talk about in Good to Great is that like things that have gone from good to great didn't happen overnight. And some of these overnight successes over many, many years. Like it didn't happen like you just sort of lucked up on something. And I think Chosen Few, I'm wearing my Chosen Few hat today, is one of those concepts. That did not happen overnight. They always talk about there's a few people behind the museum. It's year after year after year. You don't just sort of jump into 40,000 people, in Jackson Park. And I think that many of our clubs, they just don't have that time to to incubate in that way. So that's the challenge often with places like the Lodge, places like Sheldon's Place. I know that he's starting to kick that back up. But many folks have tried over the years and had some level of success for a number of weeks, months, sometimes years. But it really has to be there for the long run. And so if you look at any club that has been successful for a long period of time, it's because they've been doing it for years and years. And I would say the same thing for events. It's a rare occasion when you can open something. Maybe opening night, you're gonna have a crowd because people are interested. I know that when Frankie Knuckles has done this interview, and when most recently with the WTTW, and if you haven't seen that House Music Culture Revolution, you can catch that anytime on WTTW. You just speak into your little remote controller to bring it up for you. Um, but Frankie talked about that. Like when they open up the warehouse, Robert Williams admits this. Like the first night was great, and then nobody showed back up. There was competition. Lisa, you're saying you never miss Craig's events, the sound system, teamwork, customer service, DJ lineup, parking, sort of everything sort of falls into place. So definitely patronize that. But I think the point being that it does take a while for things to take root with any promoter and club. Sometimes if you're thinking that you're going to pack it out every single time, that's not a guarantee. And we see that even with events when people try to spread them out too thin, 2 days, 3 days. It's like maybe it was better at one day for a
What? Let me ask you. I
one-day
mean,
situation.
do you
So let's
think
see.
that there's a
First,
better
I
night
don't see anymore.
outside of the weekend?
About areas about who's collaborating. Lots of Facebook posts. I could do a whole show on just crazy Facebook posts
Well,
because a
well,
bunch with the chatter campaigns about the lack of collaboration, amongst their opinion on it.
I think Lori,
But
your
are we
your
divided or with a lot of folks? I know that you do too.
yeah, your video went out for a second. We
Glitching out.
we like seeing your lovely face. And I don't know that I got all of your audio either. Are you hearing me okay? All right. We are going to be joined shortly by some additional guests, but I'm curious for you, Lori, what is it that you're looking forward to the most for this? We'll call it the spring summer transition season. Can you still hear me, Lori? And and those of you who are tuned in, please feel free to join us in the comments as we engage in this discussion about Chicago and the season of experiencing house music. Over to you, Lori. Well, it's back to me. We'll have Lori rejoin us momentarily. But Elisa, you are certainly um, a fan of the Lodge experience, so thanks for that. Anyone else tuned in? Let us know what is a place and a space that you enjoy that you recommend to people visiting Chicago, especially in the summertime. It is to Kendra's point, there is so much going on. We have a very healthy house music community, and I'm thankful for that. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for those who are putting together events, those who are attending them, especially, and those, of course, that are performing at these events locally, as well as being ambassadors going out across the country, uh, outside of the country, and bringing the Chicago house experience to the world, such that the world gains a greater appreciation and a desire to really come in and experience it firsthand at the birthplace that is house music. being on the beach is a great place to be during this time of year, right? We've hibernated. In some instances, in the wintertime, some of us are able to get out there and enjoy weekend events and engage in various house experiences year round. But there's nothing like summertime shy. Uh, the fall winter events at Hue. Uh, that's what I was saying earlier, right? We are getting it in what I think has been underrated in terms of Southside venues. So I'm going to add another guest here to talk about one of the summer's premier events, and that is the Chosen Few Festival and Picnic. And with me, I have a guest by the name of DJ Terry Hunter. What's up, TH?
Hey man, what's happening? Can you 1 2?
I
What's up?
I can hear you. Yes, the 312 is lit, as they say.
Yes, sir.
Thank,
Absolutely. I'm sorry, I'm in the car. I just came back from my niece's graduation, so we still got to make it happen. You know, we got to support the family and the kids, but we also got to do business.
Absolutely. Congratulations to your niece. Was it a high school graduation or elementary
Oh,
or college?
grammar school,
Grammar school.
eighth
Yeah,
grade.
I forget. You know, you go outside the city and you say grammar school, and that doesn't necessarily resonate with everybody. But yeah, that's the Chicago
That
thing.
is true. That's the Chicago in this. That's it.
And
Yes,
also
sir.
joining us is DJ Alan King. Good evening, sir. Can you hear us okay? Alan's gonna jump into the conversation, but Kendra Williams, who's tuned in, talked
I can't
about.
hear you, fellas.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can't hear.
We can hear you.
Yeah, we hear you, AK. Uh, the settings are on the lower right corner of your screen when you get a chance to test those out.
Can you guys hear me? Can't hear you.
Um,
So just ignore me. I'm
t-
just watching. I'm
well,
watching Terry in the dark shadows.
yeah, he's traveling in his car.
I can't
Lori
guys
was
hear me.
working on her internet. She was here with us, and I'm sure we'll get her back shortly. And everyone is saying, yes, we can hear you, AK. So, Terry, one of the reasons that you and Alan are with us tonight is, of course, the premier summer house music event is the Chosen Few Picnic and Festival. So I'm honored that we have members of the Chosen Few DJs with us. But in particular, we have some exclusive, a bit of exclusive information that there's a new element to this year's
Yeah.
picnic.
Yes, sir.
Want
We're
to
super
talk about
hyped
that?
about it, man. Big shout to Kim Parham and the whole Chosen Few family, man. But we have a brand new VIP experience that we've never brought to the picnic before, and I think that you guys are gonna love it. The first set of VIP tickets sold out, as they do every year, so quick. And Kim and the team had a brilliant idea with adding another component to the picnic, and we have a VIP experience that we're calling the Loft, and it's super dope. I can't wait for you guys to see it. But we have a very, very, very limited amount of tickets, and they're going fast. And we want people that did not get the first set of VIP tickets to jump on this brand new experience. We're gonna have a lot of DJs pulling up. I'm gonna talk to my brother Jazzy Jeff have him take a walk through. Definitely all the chosen few brothers and sisters are gonna be there and get some of our guests involved, man. But it's really dope. I can't wait for you guys to see it. We got promo out now, and the tickets are available right now. So, yo, go get it. And we're gonna be putting promo out, which I think we dropped something today that kind of gives you a visual on what the loft looks like. So it's gonna be crazy.
There is a rendering, right, of this new space and
Yes.
experience. What else can people expect? Um, Food available. No tents in this
Yes. So
experience.
I
No pool.
probably shouldn't be saying this, but we are doing something special for our VIP people, especially in the loft and the original VIP area. Is that we're going to offer a exclusive shirt. Right now, is being designed by my oldest son TJ. He has a company called Naked Studios, and if anybody's seen it, me and Dion Cole did a show at the Wind Creek, and he designed those T-shirts. And so he's going to be designing exclusive merch. You can only get this merch, chosen few DJs merch, in the VIP area. So it'll be something around the main VIP and the tent, and also in the loft. And so we're looking forward to bringing you guys that.
That's dope. Merch is always a draw, of course. Lori, welcome back. To- Terry has joined us.
Hey, Lori.
Can you hear
I'm
us?
trying to join. I'm trying to join. I'm sorry, my computer is like gone nuts today, like all day long. So I got to get.
Can
Alan is back as well.
can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Welcome
Well,
back.
I'm sure Terry
Yeah,
covered everything, so I can check right back
I'm
out,
back.
right?
Absolutely not. You've got to add the king perspective on this new activation. Uh,
Oh
Scott,
yeah, yeah.
Scott Lee wants to know, will the floor bounce like 1416 South Michigan?
Wow, that's an authentic loft head there.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yes, indeed. Hello, Lori Branch.
Oh, we lost Lori
Lost
again.
Lori again.
Yeah, we've got to get Geek Squad over to her spot. How are you doing this evening?
I'm all right. I'm all right.
Were you
Dealing with some old man things, but other than that, all good, bro.
young? One of the most youthful spirits for sure. Um, I'm sure some of our audience may be. Oh, Terry.
Uh-oh, Terry. See,
um,
see, that's no fair because we can't even see Terry, but he's lurking.
Y'all
Well,
can
I
hear me
can't see
real?
him. You
Let's see.
you in
Hold
the
on.
wait?
That better?
Are you in a dark alley, bro? Do I need to
No,
ride?
I'm
we we're losing Terry now too. I think the
Oh
whole
man.
show needs Geek Squad tonight.
Yeah, sorry if we're bringing some bad tech luck to you guys.
Well, what's interesting, Lori shared at the beginning of the show, our radio station studio is under construction. End of the school year, they decided to do all of the maintenance and upgrades, so we're
Got it.
virtual. Um, but many of our audience members follow us virtually, uh, typically anyway. So
Sure,
uh,
sure.
we're glad for technology when it works.
Right.
So the opportunity is to explore for those who are planning to come to this year's Chosen Few festival to get a sense of what's new, what's next. Feel free to even
Yeah.
talk about the lineup.
Yeah. Well, we're super excited about the lineup for sure. Got our man DJ, the magnificent DJ Jazzy Jeff in the house. A lot of folks don't know how he gets down on house music, but Jeff can go. So that's going to be extra special. You know, who else we got? Sluggo in the house. Barbara Tucker, the Queen of House, will be in the house with us. Christine Wilshire, who a lot of folks don't know her name, but know her song. She was on all those Patrick Adams freak joints. Weekend. I'm a big
Freak
freak.
Freak,
That's
yeah.
all Christine, and she was also the lead singer of Musique. So she'll be doing In the Bush and
Push
Keep on
Push.
Jumping and you know, serious disco classics. Then our man Curtis McLean for sure. Got to give us the house music anthem. So and we always have some surprises. Bulu Master, I didn't mention. It's been past time for Bulu to join us. So that's gonna be special. Um, and you mentioned that loft. I mentioned we talked about what's new this year, and we were really fortunate to have our VIP sell out like in minutes, which is something we've never had before, and there was such a demand for a VIP experience, and we're always conscious of not putting too many people and packing the VIP so full that it's not really a VIP experience. So we tried to come up with another idea to offer another VIP type experience at the picnic, and came up with what we call the loft, which of course is also a reference to the legendary spot 1416 South Michigan, which was a legendary home of the Chosen Few back in the day, like before Terry Hunter was born almost. But so so we decided to call it the loft for two reasons: for as a nod to 1416 South Michigan, and then it is going to be the highest perch in the park with the best views in the park. It's sort of a two-level viewing stand, but going to be decked out with luxurious furniture and food and drinks and all of that, until exhausted, and really sort of a second VIP experience at the Chosen Few. It'll be something that's brand new this year. So we're experimenting with it. So we'll have the old VIP area where it always was, and then almost directly across from that on the other side of the dance floor will be the loft. And those tickets for the loft are now on sale, along with general admission tickets. And then I think some people are sleeping on, because everybody's always looking for parking. And I think, at least when I last checked, we also still have our what we call our disco package, which includes some general admission tickets plus parking in one of our reserved parking lots. So folks can go to chosenfewdjs.com, hit on get tickets, follow the prompts. But there's general admission still on sale. The loft is still on sale. That's going to be a limited number of people, and those are moving. And the disco packages, if you're interested in parking, that's the way to go for a lot of people too. But we were blessed to sell out of VIPs and sold out of our kind of reserved tent spaces, almost the first day. So we're super excited. Always feel appreciative that folks look forward to it every year, and it seems like it sells out faster every year. So it's a blessing.
It is indeed. Terry, do you have additional perspective
All
to
right,
share?
now I'm back to where I can't hear you, but hopefully you heard me.
Yes, you
Okay,
did.
Yeah.
let me
And
see
Can you
what's
hear me,
going on
Kev?
here.
I can.
I
Yes.
know it's
Okay,
Terry's
good.
fault,
Because
whatever it
I'm
is.
driving. I had to sign back out a couple of times. The technology seems like It's not working well with us. This, but we gonna get this message out here and to the people. So that's it. But I think listening to Alan, man, he covered everything.
Well,
And
if I
I
can't
can't
hear
wait for
you in
people
a
to
few, I
experience
said
that.
my piece, although I love to hang out and talk about all things house music, but I'm not hearing you now. Let's
Yeah.
Yeah,
see.
yeah. So Terry just joined in. I'm glad that you are off video, Terry, while you're driving. We certainly want you to be safe
Yes, sir.
out there. I appreciate that. One of the questions Lori had asked earlier was, and she's back. She asked about places that you like to people watch in Chicago. And we talked about Navy Pier, I think, which is where you were playing this past weekend.
I don't know if
Talk,
you and Terry can hear each other,
Yes.
but
we can. And I'm curious about the next um, home, Chicago house and home. House is
Yes.
home.
House is home. Yes, sir.
House is home. That that's coming up again soon, right?
Yeah, the next date I think that we have is June 13th. And last week, man, it was really dope. You know how it is in Chicago, summertime shot at its best. So it was fun to go back there last week, and I'm looking forward to the remaining dates that we have this summer. So Chicago just turns up in the summertime, man, and it's awesome. And Chosen Few and Navy Pier and all of the dope festivals this year. So I'm looking forward to playing that again. I'm also looking forward to just representing house music and spreading the gospel as we do from Chicago and around the world. So man, I'm just hyped to be able to continue doing what we love to do, man, and this music that we appreciate and love and argue and fight over and say I was there, I wasn't there, and all that old stuff. It's house music at its finest. So
It, it is absolutely, and I think all those elements you described reflect the passion, the love for not. I mean, what is certainly at the center of it all is the music, but it is a
yes,
lifestyle, right? It is what
sure.
we have, built a uh, an interest in that goes beyond what normal interests look like for some other people. So
for
um,
sure.
I'm loving that some of you know the leading purveyors of this lifestyle have joined us this evening, and you and Alan and Lori Branch as my co-host, who is working diligently to join us because I know she's also got such a strong um, appreciation among our community, and she asks some really damn good questions
Yeah.
usually.
I think
Right.
what we should do, man, because I'm gonna say this. I love the show. And whenever you guys are live, I listen in, or sometimes I catch the replays or whatever, man. But I think to double this back, I mean, we all over the place, man. But I think we should come in studio and do something and have a proper conversation. And it's long overdue. I haven't been there in about what I think 2 years now, maybe.
You
So
are
I
overdue.
would like to throw it out there. Let's do some in studio stuff, man, and
Hmm.
with all of us, have Alan pull up or whoever is in town, and let's just have a powwow as we normally do.
Uh, I guess we can do that. Lori
we,
says a resounding yes.
we,
Lori says a resounding yes, and of course, we'd love that. We have an opportunity, probably when the studio is back online, to do that before July 11th, hopefully. So when we're in the home stretch, we'll get
Yeah.
that on
Uh,
the calendar, and we'll go long because I think the Northwestern students are going to be out for their summer break. So let's
yeah.
do that for sure.
Yeah.
Lori's chiming in
Can you?
on the text chat, saying anytime, Terry.
Cool.
Well,
Cool. Cool.
welcome, DJ Ladybug, the
Can you
eclectic.
guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah,
We hear.
yep. And Alan, you're
Okay.
back as
Yeah, I don't
well.
know.
I'm
My
back
someone
too.
was calling me, and it kind of cut me off.
Yeah. No. No.
So um, earlier, we also
I can hear
took a
you, Alan, but
moment.
I can't hear Kev.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's
It's,
interesting
there's some stuff
tonight.
going on tonight for sure
Is 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 it
on
is
the
it is
text.
it Mercury is in retrograde or something? That's got to be it. Because only time something
Right.
crazy like this happens, Mercury must be in retrograde, man. It's crazy.
Because I'm hearing Kev and you're not hearing Kev, and I wasn't hearing
Right,
either
and
one
I'm
of you
hearing
for a
you.
while. Lori can't get in here. This is house.
And this
This is
is
house, baby.
um,
It's all
so
good.
it is.
Well,
And go ahead,
if
Terry.
Kev can hear, like I said, man, let's just we need to hook up and do something before the picnic in studio where we're not having all these technical difficulties.
Yes, we'll do that. I know you're driving, so hopefully
Yes.
you can hear or see the acknowledgement of that opportunity. Wanted to ask Alan what you have coming up next. I mean, clearly Saturday Night Live has continued in what this is year
This is
6.
year six. Yeah, year six. So started that in the pandemic, and it's just been crazy. Didn't expect to still be doing it 6 years later, and but that's really been a blessing. And so whenever I'm not playing out somewhere, or if my wife doesn't have plans for me on Saturday nights, you can find me on Twitch. I think Terry mentioned our Navy Pier, next Navy Pier coming up. I know it's weekend after this coming up weekend. So looking forward to that. As you guys were talking about, summertime shy is nothing like it. We've got all these house music festivals and Navy Pier now, and some other the River Walk, and just all kind of great outdoor events coming up this summer. So I'm looking forward to that.
And I remember when Riverwalk was sort of coming online, and I didn't envision that they would make space for the house music community, but indeed they have.
Right,
It,
right.
it's a great another great place and space to be in the music and in the experience that is house. Earlier, we were also talking about the advent of really the South Side giving way to a lot of good house music experiences. I want to go back for a moment to the Chosen Few Picnic
Yep.
and Festival because you have a new neighbor, or we're encroaching of sorts
Right.
on the new neighbor, or vice versa.
Yeah.
Um, Talk about what you anticipate the coming online of the Obama Presidential Center looks like.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm very appreciative that the president kept his personal word to me when he told me 4 or 5 years ago that they were not going to f with um, the chosen few space, and they did not. We are still intact, and all of our grounds and parking lots and all that. But obviously, it's super excited to have the OPC as a new neighbor, and it's just gonna culturally and every other way enrich the South Side generally in that community. And I had a chance to take a tour actually yesterday of the presidential center, and one of the highlights of it, on the top floor there's kind of a viewing area, and beautiful views of the city in every direction, including south, so we could see from up there, like where the Chosen Few picnic space is, from there. And um, I think the new loft setup that we were talking about will actually have a great view of the Obama Presidential Center, the main museum building, um, from that perch as well. So that'll be another kind of cool thing from that. But it's exciting to have that whole area kind of popping, and we're appreciative that they didn't kind of cut us out and mow us over, which could have been our fate, but not the case. So
I I remember there being a rumor that with the underground parking that is right that
yep,
associated with the presidential center might give way as well for some parking for the picnic.
we are in some discussions on that very subject. So
I
we do hope to announce that we may have some additional parking in their underground parking garage, but nothing settled as of yet.
I didn't mean to jump the shark
No,
on
no,
that,
no,
but
that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, it's conversations are going on about that. So they've obviously they've got their opening coming up on I think the 18th or the 19th, and all focused on that. But we've been talking about the parking and sharing some research, and talking about they're definitely going to have some house music programming at the Presidential Center and on the campus. And um, we've been talking about what role we can play in that in terms of Chosen Few, but I think others will be involved as well. And but it's definitely part of what they're trying to do over there in terms of programming. So folks can
excellent.
look. Yeah, yeah, it's
That's
good.
exciting. That's exciting. I'll put a plug in for the Vintage House Show and maybe the house music timeline exhibit as
Yeah,
an
yeah.
opportunity for the museum.
I think they would be interested in that, and in fact, there's a gift shop in the museum, and I saw yesterday there was at least one book on house music available in the Obama Presidential Center gift shop already. So
Very cool.
yeah,
Lori calls out the fact that you are her favorite back to back partner.
right. Yeah, we had a great time at Soundbar a couple weekends ago, and it's always fun playing with Lori. I admire her as a DJ and as a person, and you know we not everyone can play back to back well together. And I've got a couple of those partners, but Lori and I kind of fit like a glove too. I think in doing that. So look forward to hopefully having more opportunities to do that together coming up.
And there was also a call out that you are actually playing on the beach tomorrow, is it? On Thursday?
I am supposed to be. It's going to be a game time decision. I actually got a little bit of a medical thing I'm dealing with in terms of a pinched nerve that is off and on quite painful, but I'm trying to work my way through that. And it'll probably be a game time decision, unfortunately, whether I'm going to be there tomorrow or not. But if I can, I will come and at least play for a while.
I certainly want to encourage you to listen to your body, be
Yeah.
well, and care for yourself. I don't need to tell you that, but I'm a friend, so
No,
I
no, I appreciate it. It's
can encourage you.
when we love what we do and are passionate about it. Sometimes we don't always make the smart decisions, and so. But I'll be cool. I'm just trying to get through a little situation.
Yeah, get well soon. We it's just you and I now with
Okay.
Lori in the comments. Terry might have reached his destination and may rejoin us. And so I do have a question I didn't anticipate because this is normally Lori's night and I was sort of
Yeah.
a guest with her, but I'm curious about the trips that in the past you've also taken overseas, like to
Yeah,
Sunset Beat and Croatia and the UK.
yeah,
Uh, have you sort of weaned yourself off of those, or the timing just there's going to be a
yeah,
resurgence? What should
yeah.
we expect to
It's gonna,
see?
yeah, it's gonna come back around. So I think in the last year or two, I was fortunate enough to do a big party in Italy. Thanks to Terry, actually, did London and Paris, and I think we'll be back in London and Italy toward the end of this summer. So we're working out some dates on that. So it's just a matter of coordinating and hopefully some other things. Um, Sunset
Gotcha.
Beach, yeah, Sunset Beach, since they moved from Croatia, has kind of really condensed and is sort of a smaller thing now. But I love doing that. I hope I have the opportunity to do it again. But I'll be back on the road coming up. Certainly London, Italy this year, and Toronto and some other places. But
Very good. I was, yeah, hoping to catch one of those
yeah,
overseas performances myself in the near future. So got a little more
yeah, no,
time these
the the
days.
the the Angels of Love party in Italy. If anyone ever wants to travel, like for a house music experience, probably the most beautiful venue I've ever played for sure. Just an unbelievable outdoor venue, like right on the Mediterranean, and amazing, sound and location, and those folks in Italy just bleed house music and love it, love it, love it, and that was an eye opening experience. Um, Talk about treating us like rock stars. I mean, it's just unbelievable. Um, but
As it should be the case, right? You know,
yeah,
I have
it,
that appreciation,
yeah,
and one of the reasons, I mean,
yeah,
there's no ego. But one of the reasons I asked is because when you do go and play there, you're really being ambassadors for
yeah,
the music. And what I think I've seen and observed, and this is very anecdotal, is that we have an increase in visitors to Chicago to discover what really
yeah.
gave birth to the genre. And so I want
Yeah.
to see more
No,
of
no, yeah, no doubt about that. And it's funny as like Chicago local DJs, like everybody wants to go overseas and like, you kind of feel like you've made it when you go play in another country. But I always tell people those DJs in those other countries and those house heads in those other countries, they see Chicago that way. I mean, their dream is to come to the birthplace, to come to Chicago and play. I mean, you'd be surprised at the big name DJs kind of overseas and foreign DJs. They look at the US and Chicago in particular the same way like we want to go play overseas. So, folks should never feel like they're not doing something significant or not doing something important. I don't care if you're playing on a lounge on Stony Island or whatever you're doing. There are, so-called big name DJs that would give their right arm to come and play anywhere in the city of Chicago. So
and
um, folks should not lose sight of that.
and to that point, Scott Lee asked, has anybody, and I'm assuming or inferring here, anybody from the chosen few DJs played Ibiza? And if so, how was it?
I'm sure Terry has. I have not. I'm almost certain Terry has. Mike probably has too. But yeah, I have not. I'd love to do that, but haven't had the opportunity to do that yet. But um,
And Lori, thanks you for repping us so well, though, in those countries you have played, like Croatia and Italy and the
thanks.
UK. Um, for sure, um, I know Lori has been over, uh, but not as much as I think the world would also appreciate her playing.
Sure, sure, yeah. Um, and yeah, so like even my streaming show, I think the whole SNL thing has opened a lot of opportunities for that as well. Been fortunate to kind of have an international audience, and that's led to some trips as well. So again, like folks may not think they're doing anything playing here locally, or they're just streaming online, and you never know who's listening, you never know who's paying attention, and so all of those things are important.
No doubt. Lori raised the question because I've had the opportunity to play at the airports where people
Right.
are clearly, I can catch an international crowd as
Yeah.
I try to build my way back. But I'm curious about those DJs that you mentioned that
Hmm.
are residents of some of those European and African countries. Where are they on the chosen few lineup potential
Yeah.
opportunities?
Well, we have them. We sneak them in from time to time. I think last year we had Neil Pierce from London,
I think it was
or maybe 2 years
2 or 3
ago.
years ago. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So we've brought some folks in periodically. So we definitely try to do that. It's funny. And if you have some other programming, I can let you go. But I didn't want you to be on here with nobody to talk to. So.
that that's what friends are for, Alan. Thank you for sticking it out because we have reached the top of the hour, but now we're
Yeah,
conversing and
yeah, yeah. Well, I was going to say a funny thing about that is you know we probably can't afford them anymore. Black coffee has blown up so much. But several years ago, Coffee recorded a video. He was in a car and recorded himself saying about how badly he wanted to play the Chosen Few picnic. And we had everything set up for him to come and play. It's probably been close to 10 years now, but um, and we haven't really talked about this, but he had some like passport travel issues around the time, which um, prevented him from coming that particular year. And then, we like I said, we probably can't get him anymore. We probably can't afford him anymore. But would love to see him come and do it. And obviously, he's very familiar with it, and really wanted to do it. I think that'd be a cool thing to at some point to get him to do it. But there's lots of folks out there like that like I say, whether it's chosen few or just Chicago, period, they really want to come and play here. So uh,
agreed. And Rick Lenore jumped in with just the, emphasis that Chicago has amazing DJ talent, and we're not taking away from
right,
that in any way, recognizing it's about how this music, this love, this experience spreads. I think
right,
is at the heart of
yeah,
that discussion, right?
right, right.
Uh,
So yeah, I think we made a deliberate attempt this year to focus more on Chicago DJs. We have had a lot of folks from Jersey and different places, and we try to acknowledge that spreading as you talk about. But you know, Chicago is full of fantastic DJs. I mean, we could only have Chicago DJs, and um, I always remind people, we have our haters, and that's okay. We understand that, and but the truth of the matter is there are seven of us in terms of DJs. I mean, we could just do the picnic ourselves. We don't really necessarily have to have guest DJs, but we always do, and it's important to us. And um, unfortunately, we only have so many hours and only one stage at our event. But you look at a lot of the other festivals, like Atlanta, which is great, taking nothing away from the house in the park, but it's for those cats, and they do the whole thing every year. There are no guest DJs at the House in the Park, and so we do the best we can to put on as many people as we can put on wherever they may be from. So
Maybe not a popular question with you, but
yep,
I'll ask.
sure,
The you know the year of the 2-day Chosen Few Picnic and Festival. Um,
yes,
I was there both days. Um, Wonderful experience, and it made sense from an infrastructure
right.
standpoint. But I know that there were other considerations there. Would you ever consider doing that again?
I think we might. I mean, times have changed. I think the biggest thing we underappreciated was just how long and how exhausting a day is out there, and and we could maybe adjust it so it's not such a long day, and then break it up into 2 different days. But we tried to have basically the regular chosen few picnic on Saturday, and then to expect a lot of people to sort of turn around and do it all again. Like maybe if we had camping overnight and they didn't go home, but I think it's just such an exhausting day and experience for most people. It's tough to say, hey, and get up again on Sunday and come on back. But they miss people who didn't come on Sundays missed some of the best moments ever, really, in chosen few picnic history.
Yeah,
Most notably, I would say Cheryl Lynn, who performed on a Sunday.
on the second day. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, she might have been the best guest we've ever had. I mean, you talk about like somebody who sang live and sounded like
the record.
exactly like all of her records, and she was singing live, and she was fantastic. I remember DJ Spinner did an amazing set on a second day of Chosen Few. So there were some real highlights and great moments from that, but um, it ended up not making as much economic sense as we thought it probably would, to be quite frank. Yeah.
That's fair. And I always, or at least try to integrate that this is a business in these
Yeah.
discussions. I mean, there are
Yeah.
aspects of this lifestyle, I called it earlier, that are business. I mean, lifestyle means you have to earn. I mean, they're economics. Let's just say
Right.
that
Yeah.
involved.
Yeah. Whether we wanted the economics or not, to produce something like this, we're forced into an economic discussion and an economic considerations. It's just no other way to do it.
Lori had a good suggestion
Mhm.
in the possibility of having two stages out in Jackson Park.
Yeah, I mean, we've been through every possible configuration and idea. I think that's probably more likely than a second day. We probably will get to 2 stages, and maybe do something different or unique on the second stage, whether it's a local DJ stage, or youth, younger DJs, or something like that. Am I reading and Shaka Khan who's saying that?
Yeah, Rob Flawless suggested that the Chaka Khan performance, you know,
Yeah.
we,
Well,
we
we have been talking to Shaka Khan off and on for more years than I can tell your audience. We would obviously love to have her, and it makes so much sense for so many obvious reasons. Her
no
being a
doubt.
Chicagoan, and our crowd loving her and her music, and we being the largest black-owned festival of its type, um, that we would think we would be able to entice her to do it without her normal Shaka Khan pricing. But I'll keep it real. It's been very difficult to come to some understanding that makes sense to have her do it. But I sure hope that she does it at some point.
Yeah, I mean, there have been so many that have performed, and that I would say fortunate to get in some regards. One of my favorite, well, two of my favorites, I'll go with are Monique Bingham
For sure.
and um, and Julie McKnight. I mean, those
Absolutely.
two, incredible.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Monique is always welcome. She's got an open door, so whenever she's available, she'll be back, I'm sure.
I hope you're tuned in, Monique, so we could explore that with you. But I'm, grateful. I want you to ensure that those who may have joined us later realize that there is a new experience at the Chosen Few Picnic and Festival on July 11th called The Loft. And you
Yes.
you did a great description of that.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. So I'll just mention it again. We as I said, we were really fortunate to kind of sell out of our VIP really quickly this year, but there was just been a clamoring for more VIPs or more VIP experience at Chosen Few. So we've kind of scrambled, but came up with this, which we think is going to be an amazing feature that we're calling the Loft. For two reasons, it's a nod to a historic club in Chicago from back in the day, which was called the Loft at 1416 South Michigan, and it's also going to be the highest perch in the park with the best views of not only the Chosen Few picnic grounds and the stage and the surrounding area, the Obama Presidential Center, etc. So it's kind of a two-level elevated platform that's going to have food and drinks and places to sit and luxury restrooms, air conditioning, the whole sort of VIP thing. So it'll essentially be a second VIP area at Chosen Few on the opposite side of the dance floor. So those tickets are still on sale for the Loft at chosenfewdjs.com. Click on Get Tickets and then sort of follow the prompts. But tickets for the Loft, it's going to be the first time we've ever done this. We're hoping folks really love it, and we'll do it every year. And who knows, maybe we'll have more than one Loft, depending on the response to it. But those tickets are on sale. General admission tickets are always on sale. Contrary to things people may say, we Chosen Few never ever sells out of general admission tickets. We'll never fill up that entire park. So those are always on sale. And then folks who are interested in parking, we've got what we call our disco package, which includes two general admission tickets and a parking space in either our 63rd Street Beach or the Cornell lot. So the reserve lots closest to the picnic. So if folks are still looking for tickets and interested in joining us on July 11th for another spectacular house music experience.
One one question that did come up about the Loft as you were
Yep.
describing it was whether or not there will be space to dance.
Yes, the dance floor will not change at all. We're not reducing any dimensions. So just like the regular VIP is on the one side of the dance floor, this will be on the other side without reducing the size of the dance floor at all. So that's paramount for us. So
And I'll just add that any place and space at the old school picnic, reunion picnic,
right, right,
as it's also referred to, whether you're GA, VIP, the
right,
Loft, it is the place to be. Don't get FOMO and miss out at all.
right, right. Well, appreciate that. Yeah,
Well, thank you. We'll certainly follow up on Terry's beckoning that we
yeah,
try to get a in studio show under our belt before or maybe after, because we also do a recap show usually. And I know you guys are usually
Sure.
exhausted from the planning, but we'll
Either way.
figure out.
Either way.
We'll figure out what makes the
All
most
right.
sense. There's going to be an FAQ coming out. Annette asked, can I upgrade my tent ticket to Loft VIP?
Tent tickets, no. We're trying to figure out if people who bought the regular VIP, if we may be able to do something there in terms of upgrade. But as of now, there are two different areas, and if you got one or you get the other one. But there may be some upgrading of the VIP into the loft, but we're not going to be able to do that from like reserved tent spaces, if that's what she's talking about.
That's fair, and like I said, we're there is a FAQ coming out. Also, I've got to encourage everyone. Thank you for tuning in to the Vintage House Show with DJ Lori Branch and myself as co-host Kevin Mega McFall. But there will be plenty of other instances in where the chosen few DJs will appear in local media. And this Friday, as a matter of fact, tune in to WVON at
Yeah.
2 o'clock. So
All right.
Lori's saying next time live in the studio, and she'll be there.
All right. Thank you, love.
Really appreciate you, Lori, for having me on with you on your Wednesday. We've got shows every Wednesday night, 10 p.m. Central, the Vintage House Show. We've been going for 10 plus years now and pushing through.
That's amazing. Well, happy to be with you guys.
Thank you, Alan King. Thank you, Terry Hunter. And thank all of you for tuning in. As always, the many loyal supporters. We heart you. We appreciate you. And remember, house is a feeling. Take care, and we'll see you soon.
Night.
Good night.